In July of 2017, Kyrie Irving shocked the NBA world when he requested a trade from the Cleveland Cavaliers, the team that drafted him first overall in 2011. The Cavaliers eventually granted Irving his request, sending him to the Boston Celtics in exchange for a package that included Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, and the Brooklyn Nets' 2018 first-round draft pick. At the time, it appeared to be a win-win trade for both teams. The Cavs got rid of an unhappy Irving who wanted to get out of LeBron James' shadow and received a nice haul in return, while the Celtics acquired one of the league's best point guards to pair with fellow All-Star Gordon Hayward. 2 years later, Irving's time in Boston came to an end, setting his sights on the Brooklyn Nets. So what exactly happened? How did Kyrie Irving go from being one of the league's most promising young stars to one of the most polarizing players in the NBA? Kyrie Irving played one season of college basketball at Duke University before declaring himself eligible for the 2011 NBA draft, where he was selected by the Cleveland Cavaliers as the first overall pick. Irving had a successful rookie season with the Cavaliers, being named Rookie of the Year and continuing to improve over the next few seasons, becoming one of the best young stars in the league. However, his tenure with the Cavs was also marred by injuries and off-court drama, culminating in his trade to the Boston Celtics in 2017. Despite all of the controversy, Kyrie Irving was one of the most talented players in the NBA during his time with the Cavs. He averaged over 20 points per game during his tenure in Cleveland and was also named an All-Star 4 times. His biggest contribution to the team came in 2016 when he hit a clutch three-pointer in Game 7 of the NBA Finals to help secure a victory over the Golden State Warriors. However, after that championship win, things began to unravel for Irving and the Cavaliers.
How did it come to this with Kyrie Irving and LeBron James?
Kyrie Irving doesn't want to be LeBron James' little brother. He doesn't want to be LeBron James' sidekick, and he doesn't want to play for an organization in the Cleveland Cavaliers who would evolve everything around a guy that's going to, in all likelihood, leave after next season.
At the end of the following season, Irving decided he needed to get out of LeBron James' shadow and requested a trade from the team. While his time with the Cavs may have ended on a sour note, there's no denying that Kyrie was an important part of their success. But with LeBron leading the way, Irving would have always played second fiddle in Cleveland. He was sent to the Boston Celtics, becoming the undisputed leader of a team that had a rising young core, and now paired with another all-star in Gordon Hayward, the title expectations were set once Kyrie showed up. While Irving started well in Boston, he eventually had season-ending surgery and missed the entirety of the playoffs. However, the Celtics found a way to persevere, thanks in large part to the contributions of their young players Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Without their star player, Boston went on a surprising postseason run, taking a 3-2 series lead over LeBron James and the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals, where they ultimately lost in Game 7. The team fell one game short of the finals without Kyrie, but there were high hopes heading into 2018-2019.
This is a lot of talent that I'm being thrown out there with, a lot of responsibility that's being put on my shoulders to lead this group, which I willfully accept. I'm just looking forward to getting out there and getting started.
Before the season started, the 26-year-old let it be known that he was an essential part of Boston's future, even proclaiming that,
"You guys will have me back. I plan on re-signing here next year."
Unfortunately, the season did not go as Kyrie Irving had hoped it would. He did not relish the role of leader, going as far as to reach out to LeBron James and express regret for the way he conducted himself when he was with the Cavaliers. Later on that year at the 2019 All-Star Game, Kyrie would be seen trying to convince Kevin Durant to head to Brooklyn in the offseason, who could sign 2 max players. His 2016 playoff performance with Cleveland was one of the main reasons why Boston acquired him. However, he was disappointed when he finally had the chance to play in the postseason for the Celtics in 2019. He played well in the first-round sweep of the Indiana Pacers, but against the Milwaukee Bucks in the semifinals, he shot just 35% from the field and 21% from beyond the arc. Kyrie averaged 20.4 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 6.4 assists per game this series, but he shot terribly in a Game 2 loss, going 4 of 18 from the field and shooting 6 of 21, scoring 15 points in a blowout series loss. Now, the idea that Irving was no longer invested in Boston was soon confirmed when he left for the Brooklyn Nets that offseason to team up with Kevin Durant.
Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that Kevin Durant is in fact headed to Brooklyn to join Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan.
Kyrie Irving's first season playing for his hometown team was in fact a letdown. Irving averaged 27 points with great efficiency, but the problem is he only managed to suit up for 20 games in 2019-2020. The Nets went 8-12 without him in the lineup this season and had high expectations heading into the following year with Kevin Durant fully recovered from his Achilles injury.
Well, when you add arguably the best player in the league to your roster, it's always going to be championship or bust. Now, if Kevin Durant can play at an MVP level, top 5, top 3, then this team has a chance to get into the finals.
With a healthy KD, the Nets went into the 2020-21 season with a new head coach in Steve Nash, and just a month later acquired former MVP James Harden from the Houston Rockets in a trade. Harden, KD, and Kyrie were supposed to be the greatest big three in NBA history, but they never quite took off. When Harden arrived in Brooklyn, Kyrie was away from the team due to personal reasons, so the star trio saw limited floor time together, often playing in pairs throughout the season also due to injuries. Durant missed significant time soon after the trade, Harden suffered a hamstring injury just before the playoffs, and Irving joined the 50-40-90 club, although he suffered an ankle injury against the Milwaukee Bucks during the Eastern Conference semifinals. An iconic turnaround shot by Durant over PJ Tucker in Game 7 of the series should have propelled the Nets to the Eastern Conference Finals. Ultimately, KD's foot was on the line, which instead led to the team losing in overtime, and would be the closest that the dynamic duo of Durant and Irving would get to an NBA title. Brooklyn started off the following season as one of the top contenders in the Eastern Conference. Despite Kyrie Irving's absence due to his vaccination status, the duo of Kevin Durant and James Harden kept Brooklyn afloat until Durant suffered an MCL injury and the team started to fall in the standings. That left Harden as the lone offensive threat, and with Kyrie refusing to get vaccinated, Harden forced his way out of Brooklyn to the Philadelphia 76ers via a trade that saw Ben Simmons join the Nets. The season did not end the way Brooklyn hoped, as they finished with the 7th best record in the Eastern Conference. Ben Simmons missed the entirety of the regular season and playoffs because of a lingering back injury, and the Nets were swept in the first round by a young Boston Celtics team to put an end to their disappointing year. Irving's future with the Nets became a topic of discussion during the offseason, as it was speculated that he would decline his player option and pursue a sign and trade deal with another team. However, Kyrie chose to opt into his $37 million contract, ensuring his return to the Nets for the 2022-2023 NBA season.
Anybody is going to look at it, and they're going to say,
you guys have any more
does he have
questions? Because this is going to be a clip.
beliefs?
This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
Oh, this is another answering your question. Oh my God, let's make another Instagram clip so we could be famous again. Next question.
Kyrie, basketball related.
Since being drafted first overall in 2011, Kyrie Irving has been one of the most controversial players in the NBA. His talent is undeniable, but his attitude and antics on and off the court have often been called into question. From demanding a trade from the Cleveland Cavaliers to getting into heated situations with fans, Irving has never been shy about making headlines. Love him or hate him though, there's no denying that Kyrie is one of the most fascinating players in the NBA.